Greetings, Mad Crafters. Madragoric here, and welcome to the final episode for Season 2 of BrokeRock. Yep, it's all done and dusted. Yep, yes it is. But we've got Season 3 coming up just right around the corner. So I'm standing here at our awesome spawn island, but I've got something epic for you today. But first, let me change your perspective. How's that? Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Yep. We're going to check out all of my builds that I've done throughout the season and look at it from this totally cool angle and perspective. And it's amazing. It's so awesome. So awesome. Can't wait to get into it. So why wait? Let's jump right into it right now. So this season started off pretty crazy on Spawn Island. I mean, check this out.
Got to be kidding me. Oh, if it's not bad enough that there's cannibals and zombies, this is like a whole island of crazy people that need to. What am I gonna do? I don't even know what to do. Oh wait, I've got an idea.
Well, once I got over that, we moved over to our starter base. And this was a nice little island and it worked out perfect. So as you can see here, we had a nice little crop field right out front. Then we had a bridge that came across to the island and where our house was built. And I mean, it was worked out so well. And, kind of my motif, really kind of the medieval style is kind of what we went with. And, with it being an island, had a built-in moat around it. And then I had a little fishing pier. And then I kind of protected the edges of the water with all the separate pieces of wood and everything. So the drowns and stuff and other things wouldn't climb up in there. But overall, really love the way this turned out. It fit perfectly right there. And it's just awesome how the roofs kind of droop in like they're aging. So overall, this thing was perfect. And I mean, this looks amazing. But let's go across the bridge here, and we're going to go ahead and take a look inside and see what we had going on for our decorations inside. So as we squeeze on in here, yep, so we had a nice little sitting area with some books to read, some different plants and stuff around. Then back over here, we had a simple little kitchen. Had some drapes hanging up, some smokers for cooking and storage up there and recipe books. Back over to the left, this is where we brought in the crops from the field and would clean them and prep them for cooking and whatnot. So now if we turn around, we're going to go upstairs. Now up here, this was the sleeping area. So we had a bed there, nice little fireplace burning in the middle, and then on each side had a little bit of storage. So we can, it's a starter base just to get us going, get us started. And a desk right there at the corner. So now as we move back down, we're going to go down into the basement. The first thing we have is a little blacksmith area. So you needed some area to work metal and stuff like that. So we've got some blast furnaces, an anvil, a little bit of lava. Works out really great. A little bit more storage here. But then we continue moving further down. Off here to the right, have an exit pathway over to our tower so we can get up to our enchanting table at the top of it. Then moving back here, have a little bit more storage. Then it gets interesting as we move further down to where we get access to the mine. We had my universal zero-tick farm right there. And then this passageway, which I love. Love the way this turned out. This is my idea of what a cave update should look like. So this passageway winds down very organically down into the ground to a zombie spawner. Now, I use this zombie spawner as a drowned farm. And we'll get to that a little bit more anyway. But, I mean, just look at this. Just the foliage and everything down here. It looks great. I love it. Love it. Now, as we come out down here, this was my drowned farm. Yeah, so we had this huge little area right here. Nice vaulted ceilings. We would, and a zombie spawner up there, you turn it on and off, and it would drop down. They'd convert to drowns, and we'd collect all the armor and everything they dropped, and XP, and then also our big thing was tridents because we were going to open a trident shop, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Coming up next, was our first community build, which was the community portal. So what we did here, still doing the medieval style, we did a nice tower right centered within the community area that we did at the beginning of season 2. So I love the way this looks, and have portals on each side, so it doesn't matter which direction you come from, you can get to one of those portals, and nice pathways to each one. Now the other cool thing about this is you go through any of the portals, go right through it, walk through it without actually going through the portal. Go through it, there's a bubble vader, and that bubble vader will take you all the way up to the top of the tower, so you can go up there, look around and see all the builds and everything that's been done around there. I mean, this thing is just amazing. I love it. Love it. And so from there, we moved on to our very first shop ever. This is the first shop I ever built, and this was my Trident shop. This is located on a little island right off the shopping district. Had a glass path underwater, so it looked like you were walking on the water as you're getting out there. Now, I based this on like a Roman or Greek style, whichever one you want to call it. You got to go with the foliage because it just gives it that, that feel. I mean, I just love the way it looks. Got it coming off into the water. Looks really cool. So pretty simple. I mean, it's not real extravagant, but it still looks really cool. I loved it. Now, as we move inside, it's just fairly simple inside. Ceiling, some lights, and our chest, of course, and just a few chests. But the floor was made of glass. Now, here's where we get into this really cool. So underneath, we had designed a nice little coral reef area. Just to give some visual on the floor right there. Now, he's not here, but he will be in the download for Bedrock. But there is also a drown down here with a trident. His name is Poseidon. So, if you do download the world, when you come over to the Trident shop, make sure you go in there. You got to say hi to Poseidon because, you don't want him getting mad. But overall, for my very first shop ever, I think it turned out awesome. I mean, and it really fit in. It looked good right out there all by itself. Just really sweet. Now, as we move on to the second shop I built, which is referred to as the PESKY PANDA. Yep, the PESKY PANDA, which was a bamboo shop I built just right next door to the Trident shop. Now, I did a more, as you could tell, it's just a panda head. Yep, and it worked out so well. I mean, look at this thing. It looks great. Having all the bamboo growing around it, nice little hat on top as the roof. And so, this, we a lot of times refer to this as pixel art shopping district because there's a lot of pixel art stuff here. But I love the way this turned out. The entrance is through the mouth. The eyes are a lantern, so it looks like they're following you. But once you go inside, it's a really simple, just some steps leading up, some directions up there with some chests on the left and right with a product in it, different, a lot of, what am I thinking of? See, we make bamboo to make this. Anyway, so we go down here, but this is where the real power of this shop was, because I had a 46,000 per hour bamboo zero tick farmer here producing all the product, delivering it into these 4 shulker loaders, which delivered in these first chests on the right, but any extra would go across the top and collecting the chests on the left. Worked out great, and it created so much that there's plenty there. Next, we move over to my third and last shop, which was the Armory Surplus. And this was in this beautiful mall that Voided and Lost built. Now, I mean, look at this thing. You would see this like in any town or anything. I mean, this mall is gorgeous. And then he included different separate segments inside for every BrokeRocker to build a shop into. So I was like, well, all right. Well, I guess I'll go find me a spot and build me a shop. So down here, all the way over here on the right, I built my armor shop. And again, I'm still kind of focusing in on the medieval style. So once we go inside, you'll see that, we have all the stone and bricks and everything. And down in each one, you see these glasses and glass pieces. And there was armor stands in there showing the different armors that were being sold. Now, they'll be in the Bedrock version. It didn't convert real well when I went into Java, but it'll be there. But overall, this this shop turned out really cool, and I really liked it. Now, moving away from shops, there was this other thing called the Mystic Cherry Tree. Now, this amazing build that you're looking at in front of you was built by Jen. GGMC, I'll put a link to his channel at the top. This is amazing. I mean, oh my, this is insane. Who has the time to do all this? I mean, seriously, this is just crazy. Either way, Jen put out there that, it's like, hey, I'm going to leave plots open if any of the BrokeRockers want to come and build their own cherry tree. And I was like, sure, why not? Why not? So with that in mind came the birth of the Mystic Cherry Tree. So with this tree, one of the first trees I think I've ever built, I did a cherry tree that was in bloom. So you see a lot of white blocks on there with the hints of the pink and magenta underneath and some glass pieces. And it spanned out over a little pond. It was amazing. I just love this thing. And then underneath we had some lanterns hanging from underneath. But one of the coolest things is this lanterns I designed to make it look like they're floating in the pond. I mean, this is truly a mystic tree. I mean, it just turned out wonderful. Love it. Love it. Now, I didn't do much on the nether hub itself. I helped here and there, but nothing specific. But I did do a cool nether portal for my base. Now, my base portal in the nether was in a basalt delta biome. So I designed this cool nether portal to kind of fit the feel of the area. So I got the spikes on there, and the portal extends from the ceiling all the way down to the floor. I mean, this thing is huge. Goes all the way up. I mean, love it. Got the lava flowing. So it really fit in, at least in my opinion, really fit into the area. And of course, I have the 4 portals going around there, so you could fly into it if you want to. And then, of course, you needed a ice boat road. So I got a little tunnel going all the way over to that gray tunnel over there, which is the main tunnel back to the nether hub. Now the main base. So for the main base area, I went with a Viking theme. You can see here we got some boats there that Jen came over and Jen built for me as a prank, but like, what kind of prank is that? He built some boats for me. It's awesome. But it had a nice wall going here with a gatehouse. I had 3 watchtowers, a nice little bridge down there. As we move around, you could see the floor of the area there, the design that was put into all the floor there, which I love. I think it turned out really well. Then we have what I'm referring to as my chicken house next to the graveyard, what I did during the Halloween special. Then back over here, tucked way back in here, is my Mystic Village house, which just turned out perfect. And we'll look at that a little bit more later on. Above that is where I was going to be building the temple for Odin, but ran out of time there, so I'm probably going to pay for that from Odin. Anyway, we turn around, move over here. This first one on the right here, looking at this is the mason shop with the house on top. But over here is what we're focusing on right now, was the very first house I built in this area. And this is a simple Viking house that I turned into a blacksmith. So it has a little blacksmith shop off to the left of it. And you see multiple smokestacks coming out of there because there's multiple types of smelters down in that area. Got some distinguished campfires down there. Not distinguished, extinguished campfires down there for, as the roof. I think it looks great. Now, this house set up the style and theme for the whole village, and it just worked out great. I mean, this thing is beautiful. But first thing we're going to look at, let's go take a look at that shop, because this is where it gets kind of interesting. Now, inside, we've got a couple of my mini auto smelters, just 3 rotating smokers right there, and then blast furnaces there. They just rotate and auto smelt everything for you. But the big smelter is behind this area right here. You'll see a button right in the middle. Now, when you press that button, there'll be a minecart with a chest in it on the left that you put items to be smelted in. Those items will travel up these tracks and around to a 64 furnace array. Now, originally I had it right there to the left, but I had some issues with feeding the bamboo in there. So I did this. So we've got 32 straight back, and then it turns around up there. It comes back over 32 more for a total of 64 furnaces. When they're done smelting, they feed into another minecart with chests down there on that power rail. And then, of course, we had some other controls in here to make sure the timing was right. And then when it's all completely done, it'll send the minecart with chest back here with everything in it for you. It's awesome. Now, inside, the house was very simple. It had a little sitting area with fireplace, a little dining area. There's a front door on the left, and then you go into a little kitchen, and then back over here to the right, back, of course, is the bedroom. Nice, just very quaint, very easy. You know, nothing too crazy about that, but I just love the way it turned out. Next is the Mason house. Now, this one is really cool just because of the engineering I designed into it. Now, down on the bottom there, that's just the mason shop itself. And then on top is where that mason would live, you know, inside this house right here. Nice open feel in there and just worked out great. And I love how that stacks up and kind of goes up, tears up the mountain. Just looks wonderful. And then you can see you can look inside there, just nice and cozy little area right down there. But let's jump into the mechanics of the mason shop and what was built to, you know, where I think it would have worked. So the first thing you see on the left there is a water wheel. Now that water wheel, when water is flowing, is going to turn this big old grindstone down here, which has water underneath it, which I figured would dissipate any heat generated from it. So to help that. Now inside, all the gears are set up. So if you look up, you've got gears from turning for the water wheel over to the top to turn the grind wheel. It's just awesome. I mean, it all works. And then, of course, we have a water trough up there at the top left. Back down over here, this is a cobblestone, stone, and basalt generator. And it'll produce all three, so give it all you need. Back over to the left here, we have a little back passageway up some stairs into the house. A little bit more storage. And then back over here was the main bedroom. Now, inside the main bedroom, had a nice big bed with a cool headrest on there, you know, befitting a mason who works with stone. So that turned out really well. And then once you go upstairs, you have the kitchen off to the left to make any food, and then another little step up back here to a nice little living area with books to read, a nice fireplace. I mean, just a real cozy little house to befit a nice mason and to get all this stuff done. Worked out great. Now from here, we move on to the village mystic. Now Norse history has a lot of villages with seers and stuff, and this one is no exception. We had this cool little rickety bridge coming across this bubbly water as it goes across into the entrance of the mystic villager's house. Now, based off the all the different colors and, you know, tones, I really love it. Just made it really creepy, and I thought, you know, and still had the Viking motif. Now let's look inside. Now off to the right, there was a personal potion brewing area. So if you wanted something special to do there. As you move to the left, back here, I had 6 auto potion brewers to create all the potions you needed. You just go there, click a button, and it would deliver it right out to you, and it would always be available as long as they had ingredients. Straight back was a auto water bottle filler, and then these little cauldrons over here was to do arrows, so you could do tipped arrows as much as you needed. Now up here we had some more cauldrons going, and then a bunch of bookcases. This is like a library, the archive for the village, where they kept all the history behind the village. And then, of course, as you go further up, this is just a place for the mystic to have a place to sleep, and then their own little place to work. Right there, their own little desk area with another little potion brand, they're working stuff, you know. So ultimately, I love the way this turned out. It's nice and creepy, and it really suits the village mystic. Now we move on to the chicken house. Now I refer to this as the chicken house is because I built a quad chicken cooker and decided, hey, it needs to have something attached to it. So I built a house attached to it, and it turned out awesome. You have a nice little storage area down there below the house. Then you can move up here. There's another door, another entrance on the second level into the living area, which is wonderful. And then as you come across to the side, you can see inside. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to get through and decorate the inside, but the outside looks great. Another little work area down there on the right, and then you have a nice porch area down here on the bottom as you goes to another entrance into the house. I mean, I just love the way this turned out. This was beautiful. Love it. Love it. Now let's go look underground. So underground was one of the first places we created after we got to the area. So once we got down here, I had a little bit of storage, and then also created the portal used for my nether portal. So, and then of course I had a little cocoa bean farm right there. So that was pretty cool. But then we had this hallway. We're going to go further down into the ground. So I kind of did an angle just to make it a little different, just instead of those straight ones. So, and I think it turned out, I just really needed to go back and decorate the walls a little better, but it still turned out pretty good. So back here I had a concrete maker right there on the left and with storage. And then of course my XP furnace right there in front. Now as we move over here to the right, this was my storage room. I love the way this turned out. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Plenty of storage, got some automated sorting in multi different places, and just the area looks great. But one of the coolest points of this base was this center column going all the way down to the bottom. And I love the way this looks going all the way down. So the center column follows these stairs as it slowly goes all the way down to level 11 so we could do mining. Now this was just took a little while, but just love the way it looks. And then of course I got a little water feature right at the bottom of it, just for some more visual aspect. Now behind this, back in the corner, is actually the entrance to my vault. So back here we had this push button key code over here, three buttons, and then it'll allow you in here to where all my diamonds were at. So I had a whole bunch of diamond ore there, and then some more over here on the right. And then, of course, we also had some ancient debris down here and also some emerald ores. Now, we talked about, breaking all these down and counting them up. But you know what? I think I'm going to leave that for y'all for the download. So that'll be there waiting for you. All you're going to do is figure out how to get into that door. Now, before we leave the underground, there's one other thing I want to show you that's way back down the hallway. So we're going to take the slingshot route. Hold on a second. Let's prep for it. Here we go. Back. There we go. Woo! Yeah. Go. Whoa. Stop. Ooh, almost past it. Oh, okay. All right. So back over here. Doesn't look like much here. But once you go through this door, this was my double cave spider spawner. Let's try to say that fast 5 times in a row. And, just all decorated and everything. And I used a conduit to kill them so I don't have to deal with them because cave spiders are a pain. Because they get everywhere because they're so small and they get through the one high block. But in this case, you don't want to look up because Mama Cave Spider up there is not real happy about you killing all her babies. Yep. So you want to be careful of her. But let's move on. So with the main base, I really didn't get to finish up as much as I wanted to. Now, what I did do was very detailed, and I really like the way some of these turned out. Little storage slots here. I have stuff sitting out on the docks. The gate was amazing. I mean, there's a double gate there, and but I just ran out of time. Life does that to you, and the past couple of months have been difficult, so I definitely haven't been able to do as much as I wanted to. But with what we did get done, I think it really, really showed off a good Viking themed area. And maybe I'll work on this off camera, just when I do have some time, because I just love the way this looks. But we got season 3 coming up, and that's going to be cool, and there's going to be a lot of cool stuff there. So for our final build of the season, we did a lot of work on the shopping district. So I went back, and this most more recent video, and built this beautiful portal for the shopping district area, the pixel art area. And, kind of did this kind of Roman Greek look with the domed and the columns, then had the portal up here at the top. And it really turned out great, and it really fit the area well. And I love the way it looks. Now, as we move away from season 2, it's time to move on. So we are. And we got season 3 coming up, and it's going to be a total blast. Now, as we sail out into the sunset, I bid adieu to season 2. It's been awesome. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you later.